Due to many complaints in the second video, I had no choice but to take it off. I apologize if I offended anybody. I didn't mean for that to happen. I was just saying how I felt, even though I really don't care about what people think. I do care about people's feelings. Everybody has feelings, man. So, once again, I apologize. But I'm gonna reword what I said in the first video, second video, excuse me, in this video. So I'll just put this one as like 2.5 or whatever. But I'm gonna talk about like having self-respect for yourself. Um, as a lot of you probably know, I am overweight. Uh, I mean, it's pretty self-evident I shouldn't be this big. 276 pounds, and I'm not even 6 foot yet, so that's not healthy. But I still love who I am as a person. Like I wouldn't trade to be anybody else. And there's a lot of times people come to me, and most of you could probably relate. You probably had somebody come to you and say like how like they hate themselves, like, and this is really common with gorgeous ass women. Like this happens a lot. They'll be like, man, I'm fat, and they're like obviously not fat. Like I'm pretty sure the body fat percentage is pretty close to zero. Or they'll be like people that are just self-conscious about themselves. But what's good to know is that the way that you look at yourself isn't necessarily how everybody else looks at you. Like if I see a person that is obese, I mean, yeah, that's the first thing that's gonna come into my head. Like, damn, this mofo is kind of big, but there's a lot more to people, man, than just looks. There's a lot more to people than just looks. Um, you gotta see, you gotta look within people before you can start judging them or making you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't really have to get that deep into it, but I think that everybody should, love who they are. Everybody's different. Everybody. Nobody's the same except for twins, but then they're different too. Everybody should just love who they are. Because if you don't love yourself, then how can you love somebody else if you don't even love yourself? Like, how can you bring a child into this world if you don't like the person that you are? And the only way that you can accept the person that you are is by loving yourself, by taking care of yourself. Uh, I've struggled with my weight for quite some time. Going on like, I've always been big though. Like, most of you know that I was one of the biggest babies born, and I always brag about it because I think it's pretty cool. I've always been a big kid, and there was a time in my life when I was super skinny. Like, if you guys remember me, eighth grade year when I first moved into Hayesville, I was pretty thin. I wasn't super thin, but I was a lot thinner than I am now. And like due to health reasons that I really don't want to get into, and certain events that took place over the I gained, let me see, almost 200 pounds. Almost 200. That's a lot of weight. But I try not to let it affect me as a person because I know regardless of what anybody says that I'm a good dude, you know. I'm always going to love who I am regardless of what I look like. So I think people should feel the same way. And for some people, it's harder. Like most people just can't come out and say, "Hey, I have a weight problem, but I still love myself." It's hard. It's hard. And this goes back to the first video when I was talking about acceptance. Like most people they wouldn't feel accepted because they feel that they're different than everybody else. But that's the whole thing. Everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is alike. Some people are black, white, brown, tan, whatever, purple, Michael Jackson white. I mean, everyone's different. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because um, I met this one person that always used to talk about how like they would just talk down on themselves like all the time. They would talk down, and he's a really good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, and he always talks down on himself. But he's a good person. Like overall, he's a good guy with good intentions. And like it kind of hurts me, you know what I'm saying? Like to see, I don't like to see other people go through hurt. Like I don't like it. Like I don't like confrontation. I'm not a confrontational person. I don't like. I just don't like seeing people hurt. It hurts me to see even people I don't know. It hurts me to see other people hurt. Bottom line, and it affects you 10 times more when you're close to the person that is constantly hurting. It affects you more, straight up. But I just want everybody to know that, you are somebody. You really are. No matter what you look like, no matter how much you weigh, whether you can afford Nike or Ralph Lauren or Chanel or whatever the hell people be wearing, you are somebody. Beauty is way more deeper than looks. Which leads me to, I ain't even gonna get into that. That's I'm not gonna talk about that. But if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, and you feel that you're inferior to somebody else, I don't know what you're going through. I do to some extent because I felt it myself, but every case is different. If you feel that you're inferior to somebody else because of the way that you look, then probably the way that you act and the way that you display yourself as a person is probably way more deeper than how you look, which makes you a beautiful person. Real talk. I should be telling myself this because for some odd reason, most of the females that I talk to are like, I'm pretty picky when it comes to women. If you know me like really well, I'm super picky, which is it's not good. Being picky is horrible because, like I said, like it's way more deeper than looks. But then again, you have to be attracted to the person, that you want to be with. Like, you can't wake up every morning to somebody that you're just physically not attracted to. That's just how it is. But you shouldn't just look at looks altogether. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able, like, if you like somebody enough, you should be able to see what's on the inside. So, with that being said, I don't know. I ran out of words to say because this is just coming off the top of my head. I don't even know what to say next. I'm gonna just leave it at know that you're a beautiful person, and that at the end of the day, it's all about what's inside and what's not on the outside. What's on the outside. Oh, one more thing, man, before I go. To all the guys out there that have these like drop dead gorgeous girls, you know what I'm saying? Like relationship wise, and y'all are treating them like shit. Y'all need to chill out with that. because your girl can get you can get replaced pretty quick, partner. That's all I gotta say. It's all it takes is one bad argument or one bad slip up before your girl realize that she don't need to be all up in that. And ladies, take care of yourselves, man. Take care of yourselves. Respect yourselves. Take care. And guys, don't. I don't know. It feels like I'm talking to my son. I don't even have a son. Stay true to yourself, man. Like, if you're not a relationship person, don't be in a relationship. Straight up, take care of yourself. Do what you got to do. Like I said, how can you love somebody else if you don't love yourself? And I don't mean like love yourself like physically, like love yourself. Like, I think loving yourself falls under having your priorities in order. You know, have your priorities straight. Make sure that everything that you got to take care of is taken care of. So, like, you won't have to be in a situation where like, damn, I don't know. I'm just talking. Maybe if I struck a nerve, then I struck a nerve. But that's how I feel, and I think this is gonna be my last video for tonight because I need to get started on this my interest project, and I'm not trying to fail English, so I'm gonna probably get to that. I love you all. Everybody, stay up. You are somebody. You're a beautiful person, regardless if you purple, yellow, brown, skinny, fat, tall. JT loves them all. So that was kind of corny, but whatever. The JT checking out. Y'all be safe and be blessed. Get it y'all later.